Hey everybody, it's Hey John. I cover cryptocurrency videos about Dogecoin specifically. I cover a Dogecoin news and a Dogecoin technical analysis. And and in today's video, I will be covering the Dogecoin technical analysis, aka the sticks, all right? But before we get to all that, do me a huge favor. If you believe in Dogecoin and you believe in supporting this channel, all you gotta do is tap the subscribe button and tap the like button. Super simple, super easy. Like and share these videos out so you and I together we can grow the Dogecoin community together, okay? Now you came for the sticks, let's get to it. Today's April 1st, 2021. I believe this is something we want to call hashtag Doge Day. I retweeted it on my Twitter account as well. And today is actually a special day because our CEO of Dogecoin, the Techno King, the E-God, Elon Musk has thrown out a tweet today saying he's going to take Dogecoin to the moon. And the moment he did that, literally, Dogecoin flew to the moon. I woke up with over 30% profits on my account. I was more than pleased with that. Obviously, right now, it's only up about 10%, but that's to be expected, right? It's what I would call an eccentric tweet. So we're gonna get some some movement here. But the key thing here to note here is that what's good is that yeah, it went up and now it came down. But the good thing to note is that Elon Musk has over 50 million followers, and this just brings Dogecoin back in the spotlight for those people here. And we are seeing that today as well through the movement of the trades. So, with that being said, let me go back to the sticks now, okay? So, as always, I like to start with the daily right here. It's pretty straightforward here. And as you can see, the daily. One second. Let me make it in white. Make it easier to see in white. Let's see. One moment. Huh? There you go. Wow, that is bright though. You know what? I'm gonna go with the black. This is very, very bright. I don't like it. Never mind. Take that back. So today's a 50 MA. It's about 555, and in the 200 MA, it's about 203 here. So we're still seeing it appreciate. The 200 MA long-term trend is definitely still going up. The 50 MA is definitely popping down a little bit, but you can see with today's candlestick, it literally popped up above it too. And it's getting sold down, which makes sense because today's high was 7 cents. The low is 535, kind of where you started at. But what you have to notice that 7 cents was a resistance also in the past as well. Where you see here. So basically, anything above 8 cents to 7 cents is pretty much, I would say, resistance for the most part. And our last resistance was 632. And we haven't even broken through that yet with the conviction and consolidate anywhere around there yet. So when I saw today's pop, I didn't think it would sustain. Obviously, it'd be nice if it did, but given the fact that we haven't traded there long enough or consolidated around there long enough, there's no reason for it to stay there. Let's just be, honest. I'm just being honest with all you guys and realistic. So the truth is, the real important thing today is that we crossed the 585 resistance, right, with poise. The only question now is, do we stay above the 585 resistance and stay around there and bang around there and create a new trend here? Obviously, with a daily chart here, we have seen a massive spike in volume here. 410 million volume as of the day, right? And of course, the day hasn't even ended yet. The day is still continuing for the most part. So there should be, I would say, probably another 50 million volume in today, because just given the fact that there's so much news about Dogecoin today being spread around, and as they say, my boy Tupac says, all eyes on me right here, right? So today is Dogecoin, all eyes on me. So this is good because, as I said before, Elon Musk brings attention to Dogecoin, which brings volatility, and with volatility, you bring traders. And traders like volatility because they make money going bear and bull, long and short here. So that's kind of what we want here, to create some volatility, some excitement here, so we bring the eyes back on Dogecoin, okay? So that being said here also, another key thing to note is that, so let me draw this a little longer so you can see it. This for the future, I guess. And here as well. All right. So you see on the daily MACD right here, you can see that it literally crossed back up into bullish territory, right? Yesterday we were in bearish territory, And if it continued that way, we would definitely see a bearish trend there. And guess what? If that happens, we would see a bearish movement there. But however, for the past, I think 6 or 7 days, we have seen very low volume trades here. So even though we were kind of trending down bearishly into the bearish territory, but with such with such low volume, I was also mentioning and explaining to you, ladies and gentlemen, that hey, this is, yes, it is bearish. However, since it is such low volume, you can't really take it too serious, right? Because it's easy to it is easy to manipulate any way you go when there's low volume here because there's low liquidity. But I also did mention for the past few videos, or yeah, that I saw this movement here more as a fake out shakeout than a true start of a bearish trend here. But as always, I like to give the news, and what I see technically the bullish and the bearish perspectives, because as a trader here, you need to understand both perspectives in order to do, I would say to perform, good trades here. Because if you don't understand one side, you're only making your trade information was only 50% of the information. So it's good to know both sides there. For me personally speaking, I'm biased towards long because I'm a long bull. I'm investing in Dogecoin, and I don't plan on selling anytime soon. So I plan on, I always tell everyone, this is what I do. It's not financial advice, but I like to nibble, right? I like to buy dips here and there, and accumulate over time there. I don't like to bite, because when I bite, I have no more dry powder in my pocket, and I'm buying it too fast, and therefore I have no more powder. So when it dips down, I cannot join in for these amazing opportunities. So so that's pretty much what I do. Just for a quick recap, and just and I like to invest safely, because it is cryptocurrency, and I would call it the wild west right here, right? No one's gonna save you if you do a crazy trade. You're pretty much SOL, right? So that's kind of why I try to share this with people here, because I think it's very important to be safe. I mean, obviously there are huge gains to be made, but at the same token, be safe as well, because you don't want to be put in a position where you kind of mess up and you're like be homeless or something. Obviously that's an extreme, but as always with these kind of asset classes, you have to be very diligent and safe. Okay, well anyway, enough of that. So we're seeing currently I zoomed in for the MACD so you get a better look at it here. But what you can see here is that the current MACD is for a 12 moving average. Yesterday it was kind of doing this right here, right? And the day before yesterday it was kind of doing a little bit of this right here, right? But you see how fast these charts evolve. That's kind of why I let everyone know that, and this is kind of why I make these videos daily, because these things literally evolve daily here. What you say a day or two ago may not hold true today, due to different circumstances, right? Maybe some new news came out, right, that'll affect the price of Dogecoin. But anywho, so today we have a sharp upward trajectory at a high velocity, I would say. And more important to note here, the very important to note here, is that the 12-day moving average is getting closer to the 26-day moving average on the MACD. And what you also have to note as well is that yesterday's 26-day moving average MACD was like this, literally a straight velocity trending down at a high velocity. Today it got pushed up to the point about it's kind of more like a very slowly downward trend now. And that is because of the high volume today. It changed a whole week of trade in a few hours because of the high volume. So just think of it for a second here, okay? So from 3 a.m. until about, I would say, 12 p.m. today, Pacific Standard Time, right? In those few hours, it's changed the trajectory of 6 or 7 days of confirmation of a bearish trend here. Because those 6 or 7 days had very low volume, and one day was big volume, you literally can change the trend, and that is what we are seeing today, and that is totally amazing. Okay, now of course I always say we need 6 or 7 days to kind of confirm it, and I'm inclined to believe that this is the start of a new momentum here. So I don't think it's gonna stop. So I don't personally believe it'll stop anytime soon, right? So I suppose for the next 2 weeks we would see something around here, where it starts consolidating here and start moving up. So the key thing to note here, in my opinion, is that I would like to see it close above 585 today, and I would like 585 to become a support rather than a resistance. But you can see currently it's kind of trending back down around like 5.9 and 5.88, and it keeps on bouncing around there currently. So this tells me that, hey, you know what? Many people are seeing what I'm seeing as well, and they want to keep it, and they are buying it to try to keep it there as well, which is great, you know? That's very good. So let's go to the 4-hour chart and see what that looks like. All right, so on the 4-hour chart here, you can see this big, I would say 200 million, 200 million spike in buy right here, right? And then we have 132 million sell and 62 million in sell. So it looks like 197. Let's just say we're breaking even now, okay? Whatever you bought is whatever you sold, so it's kind of a wash now, okay? But the key thing to note here is that we were previously at 5.35 around there. Now we're about 5.8 here, right? So even let's just say the buys and sells washed out together, you know, total wash. That's cool, right? But however, we have reached a new level where if we can stay around here and consolidate here, we would bounce from 5.85 and above, in my opinion. So that's kind of what I want to see in the coming sticks, in the coming days here. That's what I would like to see. However, you know, given the volume is trading back down so quickly, for the next few sticks, we're going to need to see some buys here. So we're gonna have to wait for the European market sometime, you know, around later tonight to see how they feel about this kind of a trade here, right? So currently you can see that divergence is huge on a 4-hour chart, huge divergence, right? Fantastic. However, we are starting to see the 4-hour MACD kind of trend back down. However, the key thing to note here is that the 4-hour MACD has literally pushed above into what I would call the bearish territory here, and it's staying there for some time as well. So even if it comes back down, it'll come back down into the bearish territory. So that happens. If this happens here in this sort of a fashion where it kind of goes something like this for the most part, 585 may not hold, just due to the way the technicals and chart is looking here. But I guess we'll wait and see here. So we'll wait and see. As you can see, the velocity of and the trend going down is very slow here, right? It's like what, 008, I'm sorry, 006. No, wait, what? 002, 004, now 006. So it's very slow, kind of coming down here. It's very slow, the trend moving down. So it isn't very fast. So this tells me that, hey, it's very possible that we stay above 585 as well. But you see with the current forward stick here, it kind of looks like a plus sign, kind of like a thimble. When you see a thimble, that usually means some sort of indecision for the most part. So that being said, there obviously there's indecision, right? Because you can see all the buy and sell, they kind of wash in terms of volume, just for simplicity's sake and argument's sake to quickly understand the chart. And now we're at the new level above 585, and traders, longs and shorts are wondering, hey, should I stay here at 585 or should I go lower and get a better deal, right? But we saw it go lower, right, on this stick to about 571, and it got bought real quick. So this tells me that, hey, people are definitely seeing the new value here, and this could potentially be our new trend, right? And this is literally the start of a new bull market if this happens here. And you did see the other day when I drew this ascending triangle here, and I was saying, hey, in a few days we can see something like this for the most part. Well, obviously we saw it a day or two late. So we saw this a day or two later, and I was explaining, hey, even though it's a ascending triangle and usually it's kind of bearish here, I'm thinking in this case here, it's actually bullish because of all the positive news that's been coming out. And obviously, we just needed our CEO, the CEO of Dogecoin, to throw out a very powerful tweet to kind of give us that catalyst, that movement we needed to kind of get the engine starting, right? Kind of kick the engine and get it going. And now we're going now. So this is great in my opinion here. So we'll have to wait for that to see here. I'm gonna go to the 15-minute chart now and see how that looks to get a better idea here. So okay, all right. So you can see it went up real quick. Oh, by the way, now we can see in terms of volume a better understanding of how the volume actually looks now right here, right? So even though before in a 4-hour chart, I said for simplicity's sake, let's say we have 190, 190, and they kind of washed. But of course, now you can see more clearly how it actually went down here, right? The 20, you can actually count the volume yourself and kind of see, the buys and sells here and kind of do it yourself. But I'm not going to do all that because it may take a while. But for the most part, we are definitely seeing, I would say, a definite bullish trend here, and I am for it. By looking at this briefly here, it looks to me there are way more buys and sells here. So even though in a 4-hour chart, since it's so accumulated, it's kind of, it mixes in the buys and sells. And of course, the 15-minute chart does that as well. But the 15-minute chart, it gives you a more fine-tuned view of how it looks here. And what we're seeing here on a 15-minute chart on MACD, important to note here is that, okay, it went all the way up here, right? And now it came all the way back down. But now it's looking to start a new cycle here. So usually the cycles kind of look something like this for the most part, This is how a typical cycle looks. And currently it looks like it's even though it's kind of trending down, it looks like it's starting to curl back up here. So if that happens, right? If it starts curling back up here, that means 585, as I mentioned before, is what I want to see for a support here. It'll actually start trading back up at 585 as a new support and kind of bouncing back up, or hanging around there, So we may see the new trading range looks something like this. Let me draw a little further out so you get a better view of it. Okay, so let me go to the 15-minute chart now. Here you go. Huh? What's going on here? Oh, this thing is being silly. All right, okay. So that means the daily. All right, so maybe I should draw a 15-minute chart too because it's not showing here for some reason. All right, anyway, so let's see, 6-3. Show it quick. So what I'm saying here is that, okay, okay, one more to draw too. Okay, so we see this continue here. This just means that the new trading range could be 585 to 6-3, all right? 585 being the support and 6-3 being the previous resistance, and it held strong, right? But of course, this will take time to break down here. And I am more inclined to believe that even though this happens, we will see it happen, sooner rather than later here. Of course, as always, these trades are very volatile, and as always with technical analysis, it's more of an art than a science. There's no guarantees here. But with news, it changed things. It changes the fundamentals of the trade. So with that being said there, I will end the video here today. And it's, hey, John, and if you support Dogecoin and you support the channel, do me a huge favor. It's super easy to do. Tap the subscribe button, tap the like button, share these videos, leave a comment below because I actually respond to all the comments. I will catch you all on the next one.